Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Salsabila Adriena Putri from the Biology Education Study Program Muhammadiyah University Professor Dr. Hamka with NIM 21011250008. In this video, I will discuss about migratory birds are lighter colored. Are you curious? Keep watching this video until it's finished. Thank you. First of all, I will show you the table of contents. In point 1, why are migratory birds lighter in color? Point 2, why do birds migrate? And point 3, research on lighter colored birds. Next, I will explain about point 1. Did you know migratory birds undertake long and challenging journeys that have selected for a suite of adaptation from sensory mechanisms that facilitate orientation to extreme feats of endurance that push psychological limits. Recent work on two distantly related species revealed that migrating individuals increase their flight altitude dramatically during the day compared to at night. Next, point 2, why do birds migrate? The study suggested that the phenomenon is driven by thermoregulation. It means the action to cooler heights during the day may offset heat generated by absorption of solar radiation. If thermoregulation is an important selective force on migratory species, migrants should have evolved lighter, more reflective plumage to avoid overheating. Here we show, across the entire avian radiation, that migratory species are indeed lighter colored. Next, point 3 about research on lighter colored birds. It has been hypothesized that animals benefit from being darker when living in cold regions and lighter where warm, because lighter colors absorb less solar radiation. This is known as the thermal melanism hypothesis, originally formulated for ectotherms but also applying to endotherms, particularly birds. If lighter colored plumage keeps birds cooler, then migratory species, in parentheses especially long-distance migrate, should be lighter colored than resident, because differences in temperature between light and dark plumage persist despite the cooling effect of moving air. To our knowledge, only one study had reported that the migratory birds are lighter colored than resident, but it was based on a limited sample of 489 species of sexually monochromatic birds and did not account the confounding factors, in parentheses including climate. To the test relationship between plumage lightness and migration, we quantified overall plumage lightness, in parentheses from 0 equals black to 100 equals white. Supplemental information. For all species, averaging pixel lightness values from plates from the Handbook of the Birds of the World, and align this data with the species' migratory behavior. Species were classified as either residents, short-distance migrants, in parentheses, migrate less than 2,000 kilometers, variable migrants, in parentheses, some populations migrate more than 2,000 kilometers and some less, and long-distance migrants, in parentheses, more than 2,000 kilometers. We then tested the predicted effect of migration strategy on plumage lightness while controlling for factors known to affect plumage lightness, specifically climate, habitat, structure, and body size. Darker colors predominate in species from weather regions and close environments such as forests, most likely because they provide better camouflage in humid, shady, and vegetated habitats. In addition, darker plumage is more common in colder regions, and in smaller species, climatic data were obtained from Karger using distribution rangers from BirdLife International. Habitat openness was quantified based on habitat use data, and body mass was obtained from Willman. Because males and females can differ in color, we analyzed the data separately for each sex, in parentheses, species with complete information. Females equals 9754 and males equals 9798. It means data is 1AA. There are a picture about migration score and migration slope. Picture number A is migration score, the distribution of average plumage lightness for females of each species in relation to the species migration behavior, classified as residents in parentheses score 0, short distance population migrants in parentheses score 1, less than 2,000 kilometers migration distance, variable migration in parentheses score 2, some populations more than 2,000, some less, and long distance migrants in parentheses score 3, more than 2,000 kilometers. The blue line depicts the fitted line for all species, total 9, 7, 5, and 4, after accounting for phylogenetic relatedness and confounding covariates in parentheses. See supplemental information, and box plots represent median in parentheses middle line, 25 and 75 percentage box, and 1.5x interquartile range in parentheses whiskers of the raw data. The nodes constitute an approximate 95% confidence interval for the median, 1.58x interquartile range divided by the square root of the sample size in each group. Picture number B is migration slope. Slopes and 95% confidence interval depicts the effect of migratory behavior on female plumage lightness within 15 orders with both resident and long-distance migrants. Silhouette illustrate birds order with statistically significant effects. We further tested whether the observed effects were driven by one or a few highly spacious orders. We rerun models in parentheses, including confounding effects, separately for each of the 15 orders, including both resident species and long-distance migrants. This revealed the predicted positive slope in parentheses, lighter plumage in migrants in 12 orders, and statistically significant effect in 7, including taxonomically disparate or birds such as passerines, cuckoos, ducks and geese, shorebirds, pigeons, pelicans, and cranes. 3 orders had negative slopes that were not statistically significant. Although the effect of migration had strong statistical support, many species did not follow the general pattern as illustrated by the wide range of lightness values in each migratory category. Multiple factors affect the evolution of plumage color, and light-colored plumage showed a strong phylogenetic signal, indicating evolutionary constraints. It has been suggested that migratory birds should have darker upper parts because warmer dorsal surfaces reduce friction and thereby increase flight efficiency. Analyzed on a large order of species for which we had data on dorsal and ventral lightness confirm that migrants are lighter dorsally and ventrally. However, the effect is weaker for the generally darker dorsal plumage, which could indicate a trade-off between thermoregulation and flight efficiency. Color is one of many potential adaptive responses to the thermoregulatory needs of migratory species. In addition, in variation in body size, Bergman rule and bill size, Allen's rule. On this describe adjustment in migratory altitude. Future studies should determine how these interact to shape the optimal migratory phenotype. For example, we hypothesize that darker migratory species show more flexibility in migratory altitude, that is, they ascend higher during the day, the lighter ones, or that they will favor nocturnal rather than diurnal migration. In conclusion, we demonstrate a general association between lightness and migratory behavior across all birds. Our results confirm previous findings reporting a correlation between plumage lightness and migration. The authors speculated that the lighter plumage in migratory birds may be used in competition for territories. Instead, we suggest thermoregulation as an alternative explanation that fits with the reported change in migration altitude between night and day. Dr. Caspar Delhay, a researcher in the Max Planck Institute for Ornithology, says, "We found across nearly all species of birds, migratory species tend to be lighter colored than non-migratory species. We think that lighter plumage coloration is selected in migratory species because it reduces the risk of overheating when exposed to sunshine. Lighter surfaces absorb less heat than darker ones, as anyone wearing dark clothes on a sunny day can at least. This would be particularly important for long-distance migrants that undertake extensive flights during which they cannot stop to rest in the shade." Just finished, enough from me. Hopefully the discuss will be useful and you can learn it well. Goodbye and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.